Okay, hello. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. It is only Oracle here today with a pick-a-card reading. Wow, I'm excited to give this. We are just going to be looking at messages from your angels, okay? How this works is I'm not entirely sure. I've never done this before. But I do know that your angels and your spiritual team want to give you a message. And so I'm going to relay whatever that message is as clear as I can. And hopefully there's something in it for you. So we have 4 lovely piles here today done by my daily guidance angels. So I have the Joy, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. To go through it again, we have Joy, Innocence, Daydream, and Ground Yourself. So go ahead, take a moment, take a deep breath, and figure out which one you feel drawn towards. And then when you pick a pile, you can jump to the timestamp in the description box or in the comments. And I will see you at your reading. Bye. Okay, hello pile 1. If you chose pile 1, the Joy card, then this is your reading. So, right away, well, actually, before we get into the messages I'm getting, let's actually read the card. So it says, Joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible levels. Wow, what a lovely message. So, right away, I see your angels want you to start aligning with joy, aligning with moments that bring you joy. I specifically hear allowing yourself to be happy. I think for this pile, I don't know what you've been through previously, but I am feeling like every human being going through the walk of life, you have gone through some heartbreak and pain. And oftentimes when this happens, we want to close off so we don't go through it again because, hello, it freaking hurts. No one wants to be in pain. But I hear your angel saying, when you close that door on sadness, you also close the door on joy. And I know these are all cliches I'm speaking in, but, cliches are cliches because they're the truth. And what they really want you to do right now is focus on opening yourself up to joy. Especially, I'm hearing momentary joy. And what do I mean when I say momentary joy? When I say momentary joy, I mean the joy that comes from the little things. Like maybe your coffee is the perfect temperature when you take a sip. Or maybe when you go to pull out your car, someone lets you go ahead of them. It's these little moments that add up to make a joyous life. And yeah, I'm getting shivers. Your angels really want you to start focusing on those little moments, cultivating them, paying attention to them, being present in them, acknowledging them, saying thank you. That's awesome. Like I get this cool thing. Maybe I'm also hearing maybe you get to go from work 30 minutes early and you wanted to watch a game or something. Those little things, the little wins, they want you to start really noticing and taking in and putting your energy towards. Let's see any other messages they have for you. Messages for pile number 1. From there, yeah. Okay, any other messages? Alright, that's good. Wow, we got 2 7s and the Lovers. I did see this before. So, yeah, a lot of this shift towards joy needs to happen inside of you. I feel like a self-help guru right now, but hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. 7, to me, it can mean a lot of things. I am not well versed in numbers, numerology, I'll just be honest with you. But when I think of 7, I think of abundance, harvest, hard work. I think of luck. But luck exists in you is what I'm hearing. Love exists in you. All of the highest vibrations, they start within and then they resonate out, right? They resound out. Me giving this reading, it's from in and it comes out, right? So to recreate your world or shift your world into a happier vibration, you really have to give those happy moments energy, right? You put your energy towards the happy things. Don't it's not that you don't acknowledge the sad things. It's just that if you're happy, you let yourself be happy. I think sometimes we become, and I'm definitely feeling this with this pile, we become afraid to be happy because we're afraid after we've been hurt that as soon as we get happy, it'll get taken away again. Or is this as good as it gets for me? And truthfully, there are like so many levels in life and cycles that you will never stay in the same point forever. It's virtually impossible. You can often feel stagnant, but like this earth world life is always, it's a constant, like it's a movement. There's a stillness, but it's a constant movement in essence. I mean, if you just think about the world, it never stops spinning. You know what I mean? And so your angels really want you to focus on like finding your joy in things. Yeah, I'm hearing specifically sexually for some of you. Maybe you have a partner that you really enjoy, or maybe you find a partner that you really enjoy. I do see with the lovers, specifically that you may enjoy sex, okay? Or you just may have like a sexual partner or something to do with like sensuality that really brings you joy. Maybe that is touching yourself. You know, there's no judgment. If you get really happy after you knock one out, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're a guy or a girl, if you get happy after you do what you do to yourself or what you do with another person, then that's good. Like, focus on that good feeling. And because I think there's been a lot of sadness, and I think you've been kind of caught up in it, or even if you are happy right now, it's almost like you're afraid of your happiness because you're afraid of what it means, or maybe the happiness is only linked to the big goals you've accomplished rather than just being linked to the fact that you're alive. You're alive. Like, you're currently watching this. You're a living, breathing individual, and yeah, like life is made for you. Life is made for you to be happy. And when you do that, you start seeing your outer world reflect that to you. With these in reversal, I really feel like they're saying it starts in you. Like, if you start seeing all the options, then they can start presenting themselves to you. If you start seeing yourself as a beautiful, sexy, desirable partner, other people are going to reflect that out to you. And the thing about this is, I'm also seeing with this Seven of Pentacles, is that it takes work and it takes time. So one thing they are saying is don't expect yourself to be perfect overnight. Don't expect yourself to be the perfect lover overnight or the perfect individual, or all of a sudden, you know, you start focusing on these little moments and, you know, right as you start, then everyone wants to date you. Like, these things also take time. So there's an element of changing your mindset and really starting to look at the good things in you, in life, in moments, in everything that comes towards you. Especially, like, I want to note that I'm not saying to ignore the bad moments. Like, you can give attention to bad moments. It's just that, like, don't let the bad moments overrule your moments of joy. Does that make sense? So if you're having a scale here, I'll just give you an example. If you're having a scale here, if you have a bad moment, fine, let it go down. But let your good moment go up here so that balances out the scales, if that makes any sense. Yeah, they really want you to don't worry about the judgments or the shame or the fear, and like, that's easier said than done. But like anything, it's a choice and it's work. It's daily work. And like with this Seven of Pentacles, you put in the work and you see that you've harvested it. Like, you find love, you see that you're happy. It's funny because happiness doesn't come in like huge epiphanies, you know, like people think. It comes in these little moments, you know, these little moments of joy. Seeing your nephew smile just came to my mind, or learning that you got $5 more on your stock portfolio. You know, like, celebrate your little wins. That's really what I'm hearing. Celebrate your little wins, because if you just constantly push the finish line forward, then you're never going to know when you get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, make every step the finish line. Make every step, not necessarily the finish line, but every step is an accomplishment. And so your angels, yeah, they're just really stressing this amount of like shifting your mindset, shifting how you view yourself, shifting how you view life right now to attract the best things to you and to start to build your better world. That is clearly the message from your angels. So we're going to see, we have a healing deck here. We're just going to see their messages from this. So messages for pile number 1 from their angels. Yeah, you see the entrapment card. Okay, let me move this up a little. Actually, I'll put it over here. Okay, so the entrapment card. You see, like, these dark thoughts over here? I feel, in essence, they're created by you. Like, the world can be crappy. I'm not going to deny it. And it will put us through challenges. I'm also not going to deny that. Or take away. Like, I'm not trying to, if you've been feeling sad or down, I'm not trying to take away that feeling. Like, that is not the goal. The goal is not to run from that feeling or to not acknowledge the bad feelings. The goal is to understand that with every give, there's take, and with every take, there's give. And so that with every terrible, sad event, there's joy somewhere to be found, you know? So, yeah, they really want to focus on you shifting your mindset to get out of this trapping loop of either sadness or discontentness or, like, I'm just feeling a sense of toxicness you kind of exude towards yourself by mentally going through these, like, these unhelpful cycles, I would say. It's like I'm really feeling a cyclical energy here where you go through the same thing again and again and again. And so, like, maybe that's just almost like bipolar, where like you'll have this high of like, oh my God, life's amazing. And then you'll feel really low and you're like, oh my God, life is the worst thing it's ever been. Life will never be good. And it's like, instead of constantly teetering between the extremes, they're asking you to find more balance. So like finding more joy and not focusing on ecstasy. Oh my gosh. That's something else. Wow. Thank you, angels. Okay, another epiphany. For some of you with this sex thing and relating to that, you look for highs, and your angels want you to stop looking for highs and start looking for joy. And what I mean by that is high in ecstasy is like an influx of emotion. And so it can often register as feeling super terrible or super amazing. And so like when you get a high, you know what it feels like. It's like, holy crap, like everything's on fire, everything's amazing. Like, I could do everything. Like I'm the shit, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I just cursed. But that's not sustainable. So like what your angels are trying to say is they want you to build something sustainable. And joy is something that is sustainable because it comes, you get what I mean? It comes from little moments. I'm going to give this a second to breathe because I feel like I've been yelling, not yelling, but like just talking your ear off, because I just feel like your angels are so adamant about you finding joy and finding more balance in your life and learning how to regulate your thoughts, your emotions, your actions to give you the life you want, to bring you better happiness, like better wellness. That's the word. Bring you better wellness. Messages from pile number 1, angels. Okay, and we have communicating. Yeah. For one, I feel like I'm trying to figure out how to fit all of these. Kinda? Does this work? Maybe. Okay. So for one, I feel like your angels have been trying to get this message to you before, and you have some inkling of this. Like you've had some inkling. Maybe you haven't. I feel like maybe you haven't particularly been able to put into words what you're feeling, like the highs and the lows, or just like super sad all the time, or just generally dissatisfied with what's going on. And you haven't been able to like figure out why. I'm hearing like the why, or like, is there something wrong with me? What am I doing? And your angels are saying there's nothing. Yeah, this is not something that's wrong with you, okay? This is not something that like needs fixing. This is just a way that you can live with more peace in your life. I think that's what they're saying. Like, we want you to give more peace. For instance, you can feel a lot of peace for free. I think people sometimes think, unless I have financial security, unless I have the outfit, unless I have the boyfriend, unless I have the job, I'm not going to be happy, or I'm not going to find peace. Peace can come from just walking into the woods, lying down and looking up at the sky. And you just notice that you're a part of something bigger than you. And I feel like such a like hippy dippy right now with all that I'm saying, but like it's true. You don't have to achieve certain levels or do certain things or be a certain way to be happy. You know what I mean? Like you're allowed to just be happy existing. That's totally valid. In fact, it's welcomed, and that's what your angels are welcoming. Like specifically, if you can get to somewhere that has some good weather, I'm seeing that might be important. So it may just be the change of the season kind of gets you, but fall in love with the snow, fall in love with the winter, fall in love with how cold it is, and then how warm it feels when you step inside your house and you put on a fire or you put on your cozy socks. Like fall in love with the moments. They really want you to start focusing on the moments. And so I think for a lot of you, you may also struggle to be present. And your angels want you to, they're like, we want you to be present. We want you to see all the great things that life is just by being life. Wow. Yeah, your angels are like, they're watching, and I think they just, I'm hearing they feel for you. Like they feel for what you're going through, and they want to they want to offer you a solution that is both achievable and sustainable. So they want you to find a solution where you don't have to keep going through these same cycles over and over again. Like, if bad things happen, it doesn't just completely ruin your day and your life. Like, okay, yeah, maybe it ruins a moment, but guess what? Oh my gosh, there's another moment. I don't have to worry about the one that I just had, you know? They're really trying to lessen the worry that you are carrying with you. And by doing so, you start attracting more of the things you desire into your life. Yeah. And then with communicating, I am also feeling like they want you to, they want you to talk to people, spread your joy, because joy is contagious. And I do feel, not everyone will appreciate that. Like, obviously, low vibrational energies and people who are just not at their highest self or operating from where you are going to find some fault. But the genuinely, like, good people, you know, happy people who are happy to see other people happy, who are more on what would be your level then, are going to be happy to share this with you. And I think I'm hearing you'll find some genuine friendships. You'll find some genuine, maybe even a genuine partner. But more than anything, you're just going to feel a lot more peace in your life. So really not stop focusing on the long-term goals. That is not exactly what I mean. But they want you to just add more focus into each individual moment, into each small step, into how a pen feels as it scratches across the page. Like, they really want you to almost become gooey, poetic, right? Like, they want you to become poetic with your life. You know how poets just take the best or the worst moments or even mediocre moments and turn them into this story, into this like act, this beautiful seduction. And I think they want you to do that, to focus on those little moments and make them your story instead of making your story whatever narrative you've been pushing. Yeah, and I think you'll just find that your life is like so much richer than you realized because you were too busy focusing on all the areas you lack or, losing things, or all about like this sense of security or having. Once you're able to start just focusing on joy in little moments, I'm telling you, it's going to vertebrate throughout your entire life. And yeah, I feel like this is connected to your life purpose in some way. I am feeling this is connected to your life purpose. So finding joy is going to be very important, and it's not going to be easy, because I don't know if you struggled with depression specifically, but if you have, then like you're being an example for other people who struggle with depression, and you're showing them, or anxiety, and you're showing them like, oh, look at how bad I was, or oh, look at where I've been, and guess where I am now, and like, how did you get there? By being joyous, by starting small. I didn't have to try and change my life overnight or fix my depression. I just learned to be present, because when you're present, nothing is missing, right? It's only when you're in the future, in the past, that you have anxiety or depression. When you're present, you're present. Wow. So that is all I'm seeing for you, pile number one. This was a beautiful reading. I hope you take some of these skills with you, or some of this idea with you, that you just start to focus on something. Like, you just watched this pick a card reading. Yay. Like, give yourself a pat on the back. It should feel good. You watched a video. Turn it off and go wash your hands and feel how water feels on your hands and how lucky you are to have running water. You know, just the smallest moments. Just bring joy from it. And also, one other thing. Your angels are saying that, like, don't force yourself to find joy in things that aren't joyous. So that is something else. Start with the things that actually do make you joyous. Maybe that is just eating a burrito. And if eating a burrito makes you joyous, just focus on the burrito and eating it and being joyous with that. Like, don't force yourself to, like, oh my gosh, water feels so good. Or, oh my gosh, like, I'm so lucky, because, like, don't force yourself to have gratitude. Just go towards the things that bring you joy and let yourself feel the joy for those things. Okay? Yeah, so that's all I'm seeing for you, pile one. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you can, once again, incorporate some of this. And I will see you in the next one. Comment down below if it resonates. Bye. Okay, hello, beautiful pile two. If you chose the Innocence card, then this is your reading. First, like I did with the last pile, I'm going to read the card. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. So automatically, just like last pile, I am feeling a sense of, I'm not even feeling pain as much as I'm feeling a sense of protectiveness that you're harboring towards yourself or your finances or a relationship or your children, or there's something that you're like almost trying to hoard because you're afraid of losing it. Yeah, I'm hearing like I'm afraid of this thing getting hurt or me getting hurt, so I hide myself away. Something about this is not forthcoming. It's hiding away. It's trying to keep things in control. So I think they want you to start focusing on the idea, the message your angels have for you is that the world is not all criminals and bad guys. Maybe you've watched too much news or something, and you're starting to think like, oh, it's just the world's full of awful people or something like that. But your angels want you to know there are good people in the world. And guess what? If you just keep watching the news with all these negative things because that's what sells, then you're never going to see all the good in the world. Like you actually have to, I'm hearing you have to go out in the world to see the good in the world. Otherwise, you're only ever living in your imagination and the narrative defined by media. Wow, that came through clearly. Yeah, I feel like with this innocent card, it's like you're not seeing that there is a lot of good in this world. And that was something else I was getting with like the watching news and the media is that like people are drawn to horror. We're naturally drawn to darker things like the occult, spirituality, something about things we can't understand or that seems so outrageous to us, we're attracted to. I mean, you got to think back in the day, they would watch people, gladiators, fight each other to death, stab each other. There's always been a horror element in humanity that is drawn to darkness, and that's the human experience. That is a part of like God's work, if you want to put it that way. Like that is a part of our design. But there's a lot of light, and I feel like you may specifically be empathic. Yeah, empathic or a gosh, what am I looking for? Yeah, like empathic or very impressionable in terms of what you read or hear or energy. So if you get bad energy, it's almost like it can overtake you. And so your angels want to like lighten your load and let you let go of those dark thoughts so you can see that there's a lot of good in the world. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of you may be parents. It's okay if you're not, like this is not geared just towards parents, but a lot of you may be moms specifically, and you have a lot of worry about your kids because of the state of the world. Let's see if you're not a mom. Okay, if you're not a mom, I'm hearing you may have a lot of worry about like your career, your image, or just in general how you come off or who you are, or just going out. Maybe this coronavirus like really scares you and you don't want to leave your home. Which I understand, but there have been diseases killing people for generations. And that's not to discredit COVID by any means or say that it is not obviously a toxic, like, killing disease or to try and do anything like that. But it's just acknowledging that there are always horrors going on. You can't ever get away from them. You can't also know them all. But, like, there's also always really beautiful things going on. It's just you're not going to see it, especially if you're just watching the news or something. Because everyone, like I said, they love a horror story. So your angels want you to know that, like, there's good out there. And if you step out or you maybe go to the grocery store, you'll see kindness. I think they're going to specifically give you some good messages, like a white feather or something like that, because they know you've been struggling. Yeah, and they want you to know that there is good in this world. So yeah, I'm just hearing like they're not going to try and scare you. Okay, they're not going to try and scare you if you go out in the world. What else? And if you want to just protect yourself, like grab some black tourmaline or something, crystals, or anything that makes you feel more secure, they do recommend that if you want to feel secure, maybe you should go out with something. Oh my gosh, and they have the Page, the Knight, and the Queen. Yeah, something about this is resetting your mindset, or resetting, gosh, what is the word I'm looking for here? Like degressing how you do things. I think you've gotten really wound up or worked up over something, and it's not allowing you to see other avenues and other possibilities. Yeah. So, because it's not like, obviously this is a general reading, so the message from your angels is to like, hold on, I'm getting downloads. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I'm getting specifically share your gifts. So I don't know what you're afraid of or what has had you upset or what has made you kind of feel closed off to the world in some way. Because I am just getting this closed off energy, whether you're like staying at home specifically or you're keeping your kids away from people or I don't know, but like there's something about this that is very closed off. They want you to share your gifts. And like, yes, kids are also a gift. This is not, again, geared towards necessarily parents, but the parent thing is coming in very strong. Even your inner child, like share the things that you love to do. Stop turning away from them. Stop trying to hoard them and keep them to yourself. Like your gifts are meant to give away. Your gifts are meant to give away, and they really want you to start giving them away and to not be so afraid how you're going to be received or talked about by other people, because like if we're being quite honest, it's none of your concern. It's not your problem. Yeah, just doing what is intuitively right. And I think you've had a sense that you need to start letting go, like putting stuff out there, or like starting to, there's like something here about like putting in the work. Hang on one second. Let me listen. Yeah, it's about like letting something grow, giving it it's almost like the space to grow or the time to grow, or like it's varying what it needs to grow, but it's like, it's a little bit of you almost, yeah, for some of you, it's like you need to take the reins. For others of you, it's you need to back off. Let's see what else. This is such an odd reading. I feel like this reading is all over the place. If I'm not making any sense, blame spirit, because I feel like my brain is like, what? Like, what are we talking about right now? Yeah, there's just like I told you, you're like healing some part of yourself that is just under stress. Like there's some part of you that is just needs some love and attention and needs to be gentle. So maybe it is that you've been pushing yourself too hard and you maybe need to cool off, but like healing, yeah, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen here. And to heal, you have to be, as I said in the last pile, you have to be open. And I think this is asking you to, yeah, don't hold the past against other people or yourself. And that does not, I need to make a note here. Yeah, so like make this note. That does not mean let toxic people back in your life, okay? Like certain people you cut off or let go of, they were meant to let go of. This just means opening the door so you can make new connections. Like not assuming that everyone who did what these people have done to you are going to do the same thing. Does that make sense? So they're not asking you to necessarily, yeah, I'm hearing like we're not really asking you to forgive the people who have hurt you or forgive society or forgive whatever this situation or thing that's got you kind of closed off and hiding and like hurting. We're not asking you to forgive it. We're just asking you to be open to the idea that other things are not like that. You know, that other things can be different. That to not generalize it as everything is that thing because this particular instance or this particular person or this situation hurt you. Yeah. Wow. Okay, that became a lot clearer with the healing card. And also for some of you, you really just need to cry it out. I'm hearing like, don't be afraid to be emotional. I think I was getting protective energy, so maybe you're trying to protect yourself or protect someone, but like let your feelings out. Like part of being a good leader, I think, is not necessarily letting people see your weakness, but it's letting people know that you're human, because while people do want to follow someone strong and someone capable, they also don't want to follow someone they feel like they can't relate to, like a robot, you know? So I think they're really asking you to let your feelings show a little more, especially if something's hurt you. So yeah, so that you can get like the proper treatment. Okay, and this soul card came out. How do I want to do this? We're going to put this here. Okay, and then, yeah, with this soul card, yeah, I think this, with the soul card coming out, it's funny because I feel like it damaged more of your spirit than it did your soul. Like, your soul is fine, okay, girl, I'm not a girl, boy person. It's not a damaged soul, but it's more like, yeah, I feel like you offered someone something, or you were, like, there's just some type of specific pain that's left you, like, hiding and protective, and yeah, I don't know if you even shared your gifts with the world, or like you've shared things with people or something and they just went and talked crap about you. But whatever that thing is, yeah, Spirit's like, we've watched, like we've seen, I don't know your situation because they're not letting me know it. I think this is very personal to you, okay? Like, I'm not going to dive into it. I think that's why this reading's so confusing, because whatever situation or person or thing caused you pain or made you protective of yourself or made you feel like you can't speak anymore or like you're constricted or whatever it is that is like that thing. I don't know what it is. They're not letting me know. You know, you kind of offered something to someone or you gave of yourself and, yeah, they're just because someone proved unworthy doesn't mean everyone will prove unworthy, or just because some situation proved crappy doesn't mean all situations will prove crappy. I really just think they're reiterating of like not taking one instance and generalizing it that all things are like this, because they're not, and that there are people worthy of your soul. That is literally what I'm hearing. There are people worthy of your soul. And there are people who have, rather than take your gift for themselves or take your or like take whatever for themselves or try and take from you, there are people who have the same, like their own ability to give out. Yeah, their own things that they will also grant you. Let's see what else. Messages for pile number 1, Spirit. Okay. I'm going to move this over here. I'm always shifting cards, you guys. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, with Destiny coming out, this was aligning you. Whatever happened, whatever this thing is, like, I really don't know. Spirit is really being super vague with me. They're like, I'm sorry, like, this is personal to the person, so they don't really want to give me an answer. Like, I don't know if you think you did something wrong or if someone hurt you. Like, I don't know what it is, but they're asking you to like forgive yourself, because this is like on your path to your destiny. Like, you, whatever happened, what's done is done. Like, I think that's what I'm hearing. What's done is done. And not what's done is done is like don't heal, but what's done is done. Like, you can't change anything that was the past. You can't make someone different. You can't change anything about the situation that already occurred. All you can do is make a choice from here to better yourself. Make a choice not to close yourself off and to see the world in this negative light, and still shine. They're asking you to still shine, because I see here you have like a shining light, and you're like dimming it or hiding it away, and they don't want you to, your spirits, yeah, the team's like, yeah, no, don't do that. Like, you're so intuitive and giving. You should, these are gifts, like gifts to be used, gifts to give away, not gifts to hoard or hide because you've been hurt. And they're also gifts that can heal you. So they really want you to, yeah, I just feel like start putting yourself out there, but not, if you're not at the point where you feel like you really can't put yourself out there, like I'm way too broken or I hurt way too much right now, then they really want you to start using your gifts on yourself. I'm hearing that. Use your gifts on yourself. So if you're like a healer or something, they want you to use your healing gifts on yourself. They want you to like take care of yourself. Treat yourself like you matter, because you do. And yeah, all of this is, will this all make sense? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry. They were giving me messages and they were like, yes. I was like, will all of this make sense to them one day? Like, because I'm really not picking up what's going on entirely, and I feel like they are, yeah, they're saying we're protecting you. Like, we don't want people in your business. They don't even want me in your business, which is cool. I respect it. I don't want to be in your business. But all of this will make sense one day, because it's all, like, it's leading you on a path. And, like, you're intuitive, so you will grasp it. You'll know. You'll look back and be like, oh, that makes sense. Like, all of that makes sense. But as you're going through it right now, I think it is hard to see. And because it's just painful and you feel like you've been used or taken advantage of, or like you did something wrong, or whatever it is you're feeling, whatever negative guilt, anger, blame that you're feeling, yeah, as you heal that and you start putting your gifts back out there, if you're not doing that right now, you'll figure it out. Like, it will make sense to you. All right. So, yeah, I think that's all I have for you, Pile 2. I'm sorry if this is not very helpful and very confusing, because I think for this pile specifically, your spiritual team knows, and you know what you've gone through. They don't want me to know because it's private to you. And I respect that. But because of that, they're not giving me specifics about, like, I'm not getting an actual situation. I'm just getting that you're hiding away, and they want you to, they understand, so heal yourself, but also they want you to get out there. They want you to put your gifts to use, and to not shy away from your greatness because of whatever you experienced. Okay? So that's all I have for you, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Comment down below if it resonated, and like if you are aware of the situation that's, you know, your spiritual team or your angels are talking about, because I have no idea. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, hello beautiful pile number 3. If you chose the Daydream card, then this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start by reading the card, and then we are going to see what messages come through from there. So it says, you will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. And I also heard this is a seat of certainty. So your angel specifically wants you to relax. I feel with this card that you have been in a state of confusion. Maybe you're trying to plan your future, but you're not sure what you want, or you've been trying to figure out where you want to go next. I just get a sense of someone who is maybe not entirely sure about the next step in their journey or what direction they should be headed in. And your angels want you to know, your team wants you to know that the answers come in silence, in relaxation. So part of what they're offering is that you should meditate, but also that the answers aren't going to, for you. Yes, okay. The answers are not going to come from just being high-strung or getting overly anxious and just trying to jump onto any train that comes, you know, just to jump on any opportunity that presents itself. The answers for you, for what really makes you happy, what will make your spirit happy, your soul happy, it comes in ease, I'm hearing, without you having to necessarily actively work towards it. I think with this message, they're also saying that you are very connected to the divine. So if certain ideas pop in your head, they're coming in for a reason. I think they want you to stop really moderating your thoughts, and stop trying to control things, or just always focus on work, or always focus on fitness, or always focus on relationships, or whatever it is that you're just like trying to focus on so much. I think they just want you to relax. Yeah, relax, and we will give you the answers. Like, it's in dreams when we're sleeping, when our guard is down, that we get the most psychic messages, where people get the most in touch with God or spirituality or spirit. So I think for you, they're recommending that same thing. Like, it is in relaxed state that we are open to receive. And if you are not in a relaxed state, then they can't get the messages to you. You know what I'm saying? And they can't help you to clarify exactly where you want to go next. So let's see. Messages for pile number 3 from their angels. Okay. Yeah. See, you're blocking them right now. Like, they feel blocked by you. You may be seeking guidance, but it's like, even if you're just watching constant pick-a-cards or something, or constantly scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or something, that's not helping. The answer, in essence, they're saying the answer isn't even going to come from me for where to go next. The answer isn't going to come from this particular reading. The answer, or any reading, so any reading that you watch, they're like, no, that's not. Yes, it can help guide you, but really we want you to listen to your own intuition. We want you to get back in touch with your own mind, your own spirit, because that's where your answers lie. That's where you'll stop having confusion and you'll see your own truth. Like, you can't find your truth in someone else's video. You can't find your truth in someone else's words. You can only find it, I'm hearing, on your own, like through your own dreams, through your own thoughts, through your own visions, through your own experiences. With this 3 of Pentacles, I kind of feel like this is meant to be reversed, where it's like, the more you Yeah, the more you try to chase, the more you try to just rely on other people's opinions or other people's ideals or their words, the more it's going to basically stretch you in multiple directions rather than harrow you in the place you want to be going. Wow. Yeah, they're very specific that you need to. Yeah, I think for some of you, like just watching some television, not even. For a lot of you, I do hear meditation. So, setting a timer, not even a timer if you can avoid it, and just sitting with your thoughts for a second. I think that kind of scares some of you. I don't know if you've gotten messages before that have scared you or that have made you kind of fearful. But yeah, the divine isn't trying to scare you right now. I don't think the divine lately is in a mood. Spirit is not in a mood to terrorize people. Not that it was ever Spirit doing that. Most of the time it's our own thoughts. But Spirit's not trying to terrorize you. So sit with your thoughts. Let yourself think. Let yourself wonder about life, about whatever you want to think about the tree leaves, about your school assignment, whatever it is. Just take the time to think about it. Okay, family and tribe. Yeah, I think you're relying too heavily on external influences that your inner voice. Yeah, like I hear your inner self, your inner child, your inner voice is crying out. It's saying, like, I want to be heard. Hello. What about me? I get it. We have restrictions placed on us through family, through friendships, through work partnerships, through all of these things, through school, through all these obligations. But what about what I want? I'm hearing, what about what I want? And that may be a question you're currently struggling with, or a question you haven't really asked yourself in a while, is what do I want? Like, what do I want my life to look like? What makes me happy to do, to sing or say, So I think a lot of this is upbringing. I'm getting more into your past a little bit, not too much, but I am getting that. I feel like for you specifically, you've often had to put things on the back burner to take care of family or to appease your family, or you're just I'm hearing you're oriented around your family, that you haven't actually listened to your own inner calling. And likewise, if that doesn't resonate because maybe you're not close with your family, you have in essence substituted your blood family, the biological family, with other people, and so you've tried to please them. No matter what, I am getting a almost people pleasing, very generous, trying not to rock the boat, trying to live up to expectations. I think that's what it is. And Spirit and the message from your angels is what are your expectations? Like, what do you want? That's a very important question. I don't think we ask ourselves that enough. And then a lot of times, maybe even if we do ask ourselves that, we've never been asked that before. So we're like, I don't know what I want. And that's okay. Like, I think your spiritual team is also saying that's okay. You don't have to know what you want. But instead of almost fearing it, because if you are asked it and you answer, I don't know what I want, then you want to start trying everything because you're afraid. You're like, I don't know, I have to figure it out. I have to, no, you already, the answer already exists. Like most things, it already exists in you. You just need to be able to listen to the voice. And through all the noise, through all the action, through all the obligations and listening to other people, you're not able to do that. So they're really recommending meditation and quiet time to figure out what you want. Say no to social obligations. Say no to working extra days for other people, and really get to sit with yourself and figure out what your truth is, what your balance is, where your point of equilibrium is. So we're going to, especially this one. Okay. So a lot of you may be in your 20s. I'm getting that with the Jupiter return. Because I think it happens every 12 years or so. So you may be in your Jupiter return where I think you've recently done well, or maybe you recently have succeeded in certain areas of your life, but maybe they're not, maybe that's not the life you want anymore, which is fine. We're allowed to change. We're allowed to not want the things we have. We're allowed to have everything and still not be necessarily happy, because again, happiness comes from within. So no matter how many accolades you gain, or no matter how much respect, or no matter if you got your doctorate degree, or you got the engineering degree your mom wanted, that doesn't automatically equate to I'm happy because I accomplished goals that were set out maybe for me, goals I didn't necessarily have except to maybe please a parent or to please someone in my life. If that doesn't resonate and you're not currently succeeding, I'm hearing your time is coming. So the more you daydream, the more you get back in line with your creativity, your imagination, the things that really make you happy, the faster, you won't have so much resistance. So I am hearing that you're at a point where it's a very fortuitous time. I hope I said that right. Fortuitous time to go after the things you desire. It's a fortuitous time for you to basically defend what you enjoy doing. But if you don't, I think the message here initially is if you don't know what that is, it's about taking time to figure it out and and you're going to figure it out. It's going to come as an epiphany, not as you're doing a lot of things. So it may come to you in a dream, may come to you in a meditative state, may come to you when you're in some sort of euphoria. So even I hear working out where your endorphins are going, or I hear when you finish a really good meal because that gets your endorphin going. Maybe when you're shopping and you pick up an item you really like and you get this epiphany. It's going to come at a high point, even in that could be dreams, that could be anything that gets a certain serotonin or certain levels pumping. Yeah, and with this spirit card in the sun card in reverse, I do just feel some pull there where your spirit is not currently happy with what it's doing. And that doesn't mean, I'm also hearing for some of you, that doesn't mean what you're doing right now is wrong. It just means maybe you need more balance in your life. So for others of you, if you are doing a career you really enjoy, but you're just feeling burnt out or something, your angels are asking you just to take a step back and add more balance into your life. So for some of you, you are in fact actually doing what you want to be doing, or doing things along the line of your life purpose, or your ethos or whatever, but your angels are just like, okay, well, it just needs more balance though, because if your spirit is depleted, then you can't, the energy you're putting out, it's not that it's toxic or anything, but it's just not, it doesn't give the benefits to other people or yourself that it could. Yeah, and I think things have just changed for you. So wherever you were going, maybe you just don't want to go that direction anymore. Yeah, and I'm just hearing that's fine. You at any point, you can decide, I don't want this thing anymore. I don't want this relationship anymore. I don't want to, work this job anymore. And there's nothing wrong with you for that. I think you maybe often change your mind, or you think you want something and you get it and then you don't want it. And yeah, I'm hearing that's very human. That's very human of you. That's a point. That's a part of our experiences, because when we get what we need, this is the thing about changing your mind. When you get what you need out of a situation, right? Not necessarily what you want, but what your soul needs, what your spirit needs, what lessons your mind needs or your ego needs, then generally your spirit and your soul are like, okay, we graduated that class, on to the next. They don't want to stay in that situation. So after you accomplish certain goals, oftentimes you find, right, you need new goals. You can't, you're not just I'm done. So they're not asking you to go out and search for new goals. They're asking you to figure out what you really want. Yeah, just keep getting that. Figure out what you really want at this point in your life. And yeah, I'm hearing don't be afraid to defend it. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to dip in everything. Just give yourself, this is a very relaxed way of finding where you need to go next, because I think the message is they will give you a message, and you yourself already have it already exists in your DNA or your coding. I'm also feeling that there's something in your genetic coding that almost just needs to be awakened. And the funny part is, the way you awaken it might be through sleep. The way you awaken this talent or this skill or this direction you're supposed to go in, maybe through your dreams. Because that's where spirit, God, that's where they talk to you, through your dreams. So yeah, there's a reinvention coming in your life to, I'm hearing, stabilize your life in a different manner. A lot of you may actually be moving away from home. I am getting that, or leaving your family behind, because you realize you have this mission or this thing you want to do or this dream that you actually want to go after. Yeah, and that you have the strength, like the mental capacity to do it. And part of having the mental capacity is having the break before going into battle. I think this is really about taking a break and figuring out what you want specifically. And if you already know that, then switching it around. Like, yeah, I hear Spirit saying and your angel saying, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that you're changing. Don't be afraid that your old shell no longer fits. It's not meant to. Like, we're meant to grow and change. So anything else I am seeing? And yeah, as you move away or towards this new desire, or this previous desire you had when you were a child or something, you will find some like-minded people who can help you on the journey. I definitely feel like you're going to be getting assistance from actual people. And this could also be your family being very supportive of you. But whoever it is, there are people who are going to support you on your journey, because you're a very capable individual. I don't know how much you've achieved already. If you don't feel like you've achieved a lot, I'm hearing you still have, even if it's not in terms of external achievements, like, oh, I'm the CEO of products and industries or something. Even if it's not something you can tangibly say, it's the growth that you've done inside that most people honestly may never get to. So the amount of growth someone goes through is not always measurable in a tangible external sense. So don't be too hard on yourself either way, because you've done a lot. Like, I'm hearing you've already achieved so freaking much, no matter who you are watching this. Spirit and your angels are like, the progress you've made, either mentally, emotionally, physically, with your finances, in the 3D world, no matter what realm it's on, the progress you've made is amazing. And like, you're more ahead of the game than I think you believe yourself to be. So give yourself a nice pat on the back. Go watch a good movie. It might inspire you. You might find your inspiration there. Sit down, write a bit, meditate. Take a little time. Don't try and, just go out and jump on things just because you're feeling restless, or you're feeling confused and you don't know what you want. Slow down, take a breath, and then I think the way will be very clear for you. Yeah, they're like, the message is it's already there. It's just a matter of bringing it out, and you have to slow down to bring it out, and you have to dream and allow yourself to receive. You have to be in a state of receptiveness for them to get the message to you, or yourself to get the message to your inner self to get it to you. And then you'll be all set. This was a really fun reading. So congratulations, Pile 3. You guys are doing amazing. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated and maybe clarified a few things for you. As I said before, you should probably lay off the pick-a-card readings for a bit and kind of just focus on listening to your own voice. And yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you guys. If you enjoyed this reading, comment down below and be sure to subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, hello beautiful pile number 4. If you chose the Ground Yourself card, then this is a message from your angels. We're going to start with reading the card to see some messages, and we will go from there. So ground yourself. When you detach from awareness of your body in the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We're helping you balance the spiritual material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. Okay, I already know what's going on here. I mean, the card's pretty clear. Hello, my beautiful spiritual pile, my Pisces, my up in the air, my head in the clouds, my INFPs, my, I don't even know, my ENFJ, ENFPs maybe? Probably ENFPs too. Hello, my Enneagram 9s, my floaty babies. How are you guys today? Yeah, I think the message is clear. Spirit is really asking you to not detach from your body. I think you do that enough, silly gilly, okay? They're asking you to detach a bit from your head and like your head being in the clouds. They're asking you to be a little more grounded, a little more practical, and a little less, I'm just going to use the word that comes to mind a lot, which is escapist. They want you to, yeah, it's funny because it's like counterintuitive to the last pile, where the last pile is like, we want you to daydream. You're working too hard. You're too focused on things. This is like, we want you to actually create some tangible goals. We want you to not just live in a state of imagination, but to bring your imagination to fruition in this world, in this 3-dimensional realm, Like if you're living in your head and like the 4D or the 5D or astral projection or psychicness, it's great and all, but it can keep you from actually doing work here on Earth, and that's where you're called to. That is where they're calling you to bring your attention back to. A lot of you may have not been taking care of your body, I'm getting that specifically, like you're not eating healthy, you're not exercising, you're not taking care of your physical world. A lot of you may not very much have a clean room. Like you may be watching this pick a card instead of cooking your dinner. Hey, if you're watching this pick a card while cooking your dinner, shout out to you. Good for you. But you know, you may be eating heat up meals, just being too much on your phone, playing video games, like anything that's just not really, it's not actually producing a result on the third dimensional realm. So, you know, if you watch this video, you get intake into your mind and maybe it helps your spirit, but it doesn't necessarily translate directly into something that's going on. Like you don't finish this video and now have $1 million. It'd be awesome if you did. Shout out to you if you gain $1 million from watching this, but that's not generally how it works. So your angels are asking you to get a little more onto earth, you know, a little earth. You chose to incarnate as a human, as unfortunate as that sounds, and so there are things with being human that we have to do, and I think taking care of yourself is one of them. So I'm hearing specifically your health. You're not taking as good of care of health as you could be, and I'm also hearing you're not taking as good of care of your health as you could be. And if that does not resonate, and you are, I feel like most of you are not, and you are, they're just asking that you be less, just less heads in the cloud. Add some more fruits and vegetables. Walk on the earth. And when you're walking on the earth, don't get into your head, because I think sometimes when people go for walks, in nature, you can just kind of start imagining idyllic scenes, like you're a forest fairy or you're a nymph or something, and that's wonderful, but they actually want you to pay attention to what you're walking through. So, if you see flowers, they want you to pay attention to the flower's shape. They want you to pay attention to the leaves. They want you to pay attention to the people you pass by. Make an observation about them. They really want you to be more sensory, and I think you're more intuitive naturally. So, but they want you, I'm hearing specifically, they want you to develop this skill. This isn't because there's anything wrong with what your like intuitiveness. It's not like a flaw or anything. They just want your focus to kind of develop this other awareness that I don't think you use that often. Yeah. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'm going to switch these because I think this is, yep. Okay. So yeah, you're excellent manifestors. You're already I'm hearing very into spirituality and magic, just magic in general. I'm also getting you maybe, for some reason, very big Harry Potter fans. That's just coming in with this magician, which is odd. That normally doesn't, but maybe you're a really big fan of Harry Potter and like reading and escaping through books. That just came in, escaping through movies. But then it's like you wake up into your life and your life isn't that, right? Your life, unfortunately, you cannot ⴍᴉLeviosa your way out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're stuck on Earth. It is what it is, man. Unless you go to Mars with Elon Musk or some stuff. So yeah, your angels are like, well, you wake up, you have this awesome imagination, this beautiful part of you that they don't want you to lose in any means. They're not saying turn this part of you off. They're just saying shift your focus towards something else for now, because you've developed this part of yourself so well. It needs to be translated into the three-dimensional realm, into being earthly things, actual physical objects that we hold, stuff like that. So yeah, you have a very vivid imagination. Vivid imagination, which may haunt you sometimes, actually, too. I'm hearing you may have very vivid reoccurring nightmares as well that you try and get away from, because your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, is very open. So yeah, but they're saying you wake up and your life is not this dream that you have, or this world that you have in your head. And oh, okay. So a lot of you are writers. A lot of you are artists of some kind, whether that's through painting, drawing. I'm trying to think, architecture. Like you creatively can bring these things into the 3D, and I don't think you're really currently doing that. You're just kind of living in this space that really, like, there's no result in the world, and it's not all about results. I want to stress that. But they want you to start creating results. Yeah, I think you'll feel a lot more fulfillment when you can wake up and see that you've created your world. So whether that is writing your poems and posting them somewhere, or your artwork, or maybe you like want to do film, something in this creative realm, or maybe even you want to do pick-a-cards because you feel very spiritually connected. They want you to actually act on that. Become a student. Like, become a student in performing, not just in imagining yourself doing it. I'm also getting, you know how people say they put on their makeup sometimes and they pretend they're YouTubers? You may do that, and you've always wanted to make your own YouTube. They're asking that, like, instead of just constantly imagining these things and constantly having this beautiful, 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 vivid imagination, use it. Like, put it into use. Put it out there. Use it to create something in this world. Use it to create videos. Use it to create music. Use it to create whatever it is that you feel so drawn to. Because I do feel you have something especially you feel drawn to. And they want you to, transform it. So right now, you're very much like a caterpillar. And you almost, honestly, some of you might already be in the cocoon. And they really want you to be a butterfly. Okay? They really want you to spread your wings. And instead of just staying in your cocoon and in your imagination, put that stuff out there. Put your ideas out there. Because they're unique to you, right? They're unique to your mindset and your imagination. Yeah, and I don't, you may never get, you may never get to go to Hogwarts. I'm just going to be real with you. You could go to Universal Studios, but you may never get to go to the actual Hogwarts in the film. But I think what they're saying is, even though you don't get necessarily the exact imagination, you get something that fulfills that for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get something that in this tangible world that fulfills your imagination, that shows you how your imagination can come to life. So in the case of writing a book, right? I'm just going to go back to Harry Potter series because that's what keeps popping up. So maybe you really love Harry Potter and magic, and so like now you study spirituality, or maybe that's what got you into spirituality, or whatever. And you have tarot cards or whatever. Once you start making videos and posting them and stuff like that, or, doing pick-a-cards or whatever it is you're interested in, or giving readings, you're not going to go to Hogwarts, right? But you've learned how to take your imagination and your love of magic and translate it into something on the 3D that you can do, in this physical world that you enjoy doing. And so there's like an inner wish fulfillment. Even though you're not at Hogwarts, it's like you're still performing magic. I think that's very important. Like, there's a very magical element here, like, and very creative energy, very, very creative energy. And even if this thing doesn't make you money right away, because I'm hearing it may not, because it's a hobby before it's a money-making venture, that you will just feel so, your life will be a lot richer, and you won't wake up and feel so maybe anxious or sad that the world you really want to live in doesn't exist, because it does in some capacity, right? Like, it does exist. You just haven't actually put in the work. Yeah. Entrapment. Let me just rearrange this here. Okay. Entrapment. So yeah, they really want you to focus on creating like getting out of your head and actually doing things. It's so funny because this is like the stark opposite of pile 3. So if you chose pile 3 and 4 together, you're like, what do you want me to do, Spirit? Because this is confusing AF. I think still it has to do with your imagination and creativity in either case, and really tapping into that. And but for this pile specifically, it's something about anxiety and feeling like you have to outrun your demons. I think because you're so psychically connected, or you're just connected to source, you often feel like almost attacks. Yeah, like attacks, part of it is a little scary. And so it's easier to detach than to deal with. Which I understand. It's not easy to deal with. But, I'm going to go here. But they are asking that you start putting stuff out there. Okay, with partners in mind, I think you will also find a part of more of your fulfillment is that you'll find other people who have similar interests. You're going to find partners. You're going to find companions who you can work on things with. I definitely feel like you have a collaborative sense as well, where you'll be able to work with people and they'll understand you because they have the same interests as you. As well as that, I think it will help your mind rest about some of the things that have bothered you. I just get a very anxious an anxiousness from this pile, but it's funny because your anxiousness isn't from necessarily self-consciousness. Not that you're not self-conscious, you can be, but it's more so your anxiousness is because I feel like you're very connected to source, and so sometimes you get messages or you get feelings or sensations that something dark is around the corner or something dark is around you. Like you're very aware of darkness and potentially even evil, and so I think it does scare you a little bit. I mean, it should. Like I would be scared. You know, you hear the voices, or yeah, I'm hearing you may hear voices specifically, or voices. Yeah, I hear it's especially that vision-wise, you can visualize a lot of happy things to tune out certain voices that sound harmful. So you like close your eyes and you imagine you're floating, you know, or you're a fairy or something different because the voices are very harsh. And if this doesn't resonate as it being an inner monologue, then this would be, I'm also hearing parents or people around you who have very harsh words, and so you can recede into your mind and visualize things being better. And so this is a gift you've actually developed to put out into the world because you're very much creators. I just keep getting writers, entertainers, maybe even you like acting or costumes or something where you, yeah, I'm hearing plays like Shakespeare where you take swords and you fight with them, and that's something that's cool to you. Whatever it is that is this side of you that you secretly partake in and you do a lot in your mind but you don't actually put out in the world, they're asking you to take the step to put out. And you will be a beginner in it for sure. Like, you're not going to be an expert right away, so don't think you're going to go to the theater and get the lead role as like a meal or something. I don't know. It's going to take time, but it's going to develop your mind. And I think as you do this, you'll find that you're stronger than you thought, and you can almost, I'm hearing you can silence the voices. You can silence the you can send away the darkness, like the dark energy. So if it comes up again in the future for you, you can just say, yeah, get out of here, bro. Or you just develop the confidence that it doesn't even bother you. You're like, oh, welcome. Whenever you're ready to leave, the door is over here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, you have no effect on me anymore. So yeah, am I seeing anything else? Yeah, definitely with the darkness, I think Spirit wants you to know that it does seem like it's not, for some of you, it's coming from you, like it's your own inner monologue doing this, but for a lot of you, you may have like spirits attached to you or certain things like that, yeah, I think you needed a cleansing. So I am not well versed in like demonic things or cleansing or Reiki healing or anything like that for me personally, but you can definitely look at maybe booking a session with someone. Tons of really cool people that you can go to. I don't know, but they're out there. Booking that to kind of like get that stuck energy off of you. I also think personally this worked for me. It may work for you. Personally, you can just ask your spiritual team, or you can just ask to have that line cut off. Like, if there are any spirits attached to me, can you just get rid of them? Like, just put it out in the universe. Like, if there's anything holding on to me right now that is not to my benefit or that is trying to take from me, if there's any negative energy, negative spirits holding on to me, can we get rid of those? Like, you know, can I release them? Can we let them go? And that may help. So just repeating and putting that, actually verbalizing that there is something that is attached to you and that you want it off of you, will help. That's just for some of you. So if you don't feel like you have any negative energy attached to you or anything that kind of like is voices or makes you feel like sometimes you're just down or it's like holding on to you, then that message wasn't for you, okay? Because I do hear that this is not all of you that are experiencing this, this like kind of fear, this darkness kind of tracking you that you feel like, where you have to look over your shoulder. Yeah, not all of you are experiencing that, but if you are, just some ideas there for you to let go of that or get that energy off of you, or that darkness, you know, those spirits, let those spirits pass on. Because I'm hearing some of them may not even be evil or dark or anything like that necessarily. It's just that they've gotten stuck to you. Also because you're so attached to your third eye and your crown chakra, they probably, like, you know, it's easier to stick to things like that where you're more, how do I put this, like in the sky and in the clouds rather than grounded to earth. Because if you're grounded to the earth, it's harder to, I think, get in for them. So just something to keep in mind. Nothing to, yeah, I'm hearing nothing to fear, so please don't let this scare you even more. Like, oh my God, I have to, like, you know, I have to go find a priest right now. It's like, it's nothing like that, okay? Yeah. Hold on one second, I'm hearing something. Okay, it can be. So, I'm hearing it can be because you can exacerbate it. And what does that mean? It means you can make it worse by getting panicky. Because the more you panic and have anxious energy, the more you attract that to you. So, in all things, stay calm. If this does not, that part doesn't resonate, still just put your energy out in the world. And, yeah, if you need help, definitely seek some help and assistance if you feel that dark energy. If you don't feel that, then this is just, again, about putting your creativity, all the things that you've done in your head out into the world and seeing the results that come from it. Okay, that is all I have for you, Pile 4. If you enjoyed this reading, comment down below, and please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.